Let's run a stress test on my 4% withdrawal rate. If you're in the FIRE community, what you hear all the time is to maintain a 4% withdrawal rate. But can we go to 5%, 6%, or even 10%? My early retirement age is 45, and I stress test my portfolio at least twice a year, depending on the condition of the stock market. Is it going to depend on the amount of money I have invested? What if we go through a long-term recession or bear market for 2 years straight, like in 2000 to 2002 during the dot-com bubble? Now, what if we go through an economic depression like in the 1930s for almost 10 years? What most retirees worry about is how they're going to make their money last for them. And people will always have fear and uncertainty when it comes to their money, like I never know what my wife wants for dinner. If you're brand new to my channel, my name is Sai and welcome. So my FIRE number is $3.7 million, but is that money going to last? When I stress test my FIRE number, I always account for the annual inflation to adjust the cost of living. And I'm not talking about the increasing lifestyle inflation. I also want to stress test my investment with a 5%, 6%, or even 7% withdrawal rate. On the left side of the spreadsheet is my FIRE investments in the amount of $3.7 million. And on the right side of the spreadsheet is my cash, bonds, or some type of liquidity that I will use in case of a bear market. So when do I use the spreadsheet on the right? When the market drops by at least 10% or more. It's very, very important for every person on the FIRE journey to pay attention to the stock market and the overall economy. So my early retirement starts when I'm 45 years old in the year 2032. The beginning balance is $3.7 million. 4% withdrawal rate of $3.7 million is $148,000 in passive income. On the right side, I'm going to have $444,000, which is 12% of cash in my total portfolio. This cash should be generating anywhere between 1 to 2% in return every year because it's in bonds, the money market account, or a high yield savings account. And I'm not touching my cash unless we're in a bear market. So how I'm going to withdraw from my investment will depend on what's going on in the stock market. If the market is at an all-time high in January of 2032, I might just make a one-time withdrawal in the amount of $148,000. If the market is really volatile, but it's not quite at the 10% threshold, then I might make a quarterly or monthly withdrawal. And if the market is already down 10% or more, then I'm gonna stop withdrawing from my investment and use my cash instead. So let's do some test runs. If the market performs 0% returns for the next 25 years, I can withdraw $148,000 every year for 25 years until the money completely runs out, right? I would also have 3 years of annual expenses saved in cash. And if the market performs a 7% average annual return for the next 25 years, then I would still have over $10 million invested. And by the time I'm 70 years old, if the market performs 5 or 6% on average, I would still be okay. Now, what would suck is if the market performs 4% or less, then my portfolio wouldn't grow as much, or maybe even less than my market value in the year 2032. That would not be good, but that's also outside of my control, right? And let's say we're in a bear market for 2 years in 2033 and 2034, losing a total of 40% in investments. You see how the value dropped to $3 million and then to $2.45 million, right? If I make the withdrawal anyway with $148,000 in each of those years, I'm selling my investments at significant losses, and my value will be dropped to about $2.2 million. So instead of taking money out of my investments, I would take the money out of my cash fund instead. And when the market starts to make a comeback and say 15% the next year, then I can withdraw $148,000 from my investments plus another $148,000 back into cash savings. It's basically reallocating my portfolio to maintain that 88% stocks and 12% cash. If the year after that it performs another 8% or more, then I would withdraw another $296,000 from my expenses and cash allocation. Do you see how the cash reserve it's back to where it was with at least 3 years of annual expenses. I never know when the bear market will hit us, but I'll always be ready for it with the cash reserve. If you made it this far into this video, you can download this spreadsheet for free by visiting firesidechat.com/contact. You can also check out the Fireside Chat shop if you're looking to start your own YouTube channel, and I have all of my equipment at firesidechat.com/shopping. So what if I did the 5% withdrawal rate or 6%? With $3.7 million invested, I don't think it would be that big of an issue until there's a bear market or a 10% correction. If the market performs on average 7% return, then there's really just this spread of 2%, right? So the question really comes down to is how much or at what pace do I want my portfolio to grow for the long term? Let's look at it from the micro level. And if the market performs 20% in the year 2032, then I could probably argue that I could withdraw more than 5% in 2033. It's not going to hurt my portfolio that much, right? If my plan is to withdraw from my portfolio once a year in January, then I will look at the previous year's stock market performance. And if 2033 only did 8%, then I would probably feel more comfortable with a 4% withdrawal rate. And if the market performs 12% or more, then I could probably withdraw up to 6%, right? But would I really need 6% of my investment every year? Probably not. I need to be extremely strategic with my withdrawal rate, and I need to have a purpose for every dollar I withdraw from my investment. For example, if I'm going to purchase a real estate property and I need cash to make the down payment and do repairs and renovations, then withdrawing 6% or 7% during a bull market would make sense if I'm using that extra cash to create an additional passive income stream. And the bottom line is that you need to have a purpose for the money you're going to spend in retirement. And you should figure out your baseline expenses whenever you're going to retire, and then figure out what your discretionary expenses are going to be. And the other strategy I have in place is opening securities-based lines of credit with my taxable brokerage account. And it's basically like a HELOC, but I'm leveraging my portfolio to open a line of credit for access to the equity of my portfolio. And if you want to learn more about the SBLOC, I'll put the link in the description below. I strongly encourage you to read the Trinity Study Safe Withdrawal Rates from the retirement portfolios that contain stocks and bonds, and how your portfolio allocation will matter to maintain that portfolio growth. And right now, I am investing in 100% stocks and 0% bonds. When I retire, I'm changing my allocation to 88% stocks and 12% cash reserve. And I would be even okay to go into 90% stocks too. However, if your FIRE number is less than $1 million or between $1 and $2 million, then you should carefully strategize your withdrawal rate, because just a 20% drop in the market could significantly impact your retirement portfolio. And you have to have some cash reserve to preserve your investments during a bear market. You've seen how uncertainty and fear have rocked the market in the year 2022, right? And when it happens, it can happen very quickly. And if you're within 5 years of your retirement, I strongly recommend that you stress test your retirement portfolio at least once a year. Does a 4% withdrawal rule make sense? Do you have other passive income streams that can supplement your investment portfolio? Do you know how to add your pensions, rental income, or dividend income to your FIRE number? I made a video about how to calculate your FIRE number with your additional passive income streams, and I'll put that link in the description below. And if you need help with your personal finances like budget, savings, and calculating your FIRE number, you can schedule a free one-on-one 20-minute financial coaching session by visiting firesidechat.com/coaching. And if you want to learn more about the FIRE withdrawal strategies, be sure to check out these 2 videos. So with that said, I appreciate you watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good one.